Hello, everybody. Welcome back.
What up, what up?
We got another special episode today for y'all. The NFL preseason has begun. So that means we're going to jump as far away as possible.
Yeah,
And
sorry
we're going
guys.
to get into our playoff predictions for both college football and the National Football League.
Yeah, honestly, it was kind of on me. I don't really want to talk about preseason. I'll be honest. I don't watch a lot of it. It's kind of like scrimmages to me, so it's like I don't want to cover it. But yeah, I mean, football is college, especially starts here in 2 weeks, and NFL a little more a month. But I mean, we're just getting these videos out, get pumped up for the season, and get this going, man.
And for you preseason fans, the Steelers played in. I guess this is coming out tomorrow. But the Steelers played last night for y'all. Let us know how they did.
All right, so I'm going straight into the conference champions here for college. For the Big 12 here, I predict that Utah will win the Big 12. They're up there in the top 3-4 favorites in that conference. And to me, when I looked at the favorites schedule, to me, obviously they played some tough teams, but all the tough teams they played at home, and their away schedule was manageable. Not tough environments, not the best teams. So I picked Utah to get in there, like over teams over Kansas State and stuff like that. And I think maybe in a one game Utah can beat them in a neutral field. So when I looked at Kansas State's schedule, Tech, or all these other things, I didn't like their schedule. I saw maybe 2, 1, 2, 3 potential losses. So for Utah, I had to pick Utah to win the Big 12.
Yeah, no, I see where I do think there's a very real possibility Kansas State doesn't make it, and that you could have the 2 losses. But I do think in a Big 12 that is so competitive and so wide open, I think 12 losses is insane.
Yeah.
2 losses, you could make it to the Big 12 championship, and I think if it comes down to one game, I think Avery Johnson will have matured enough from last year to be the difference maker, and that's one of the main reasons in such a close competitive conference that I think the Kansas State is my pick to win Big 12.
Yeah, that was my second.
Yeah.
But moving on, I feel like this one's we'll have the same one. Not much to talk about. ACC, I got Clemson.
I got Clemson as well.
I mean,
Cade Klubnik, the best defense, probably the best offense.
Yeah, best
maybe
coach.
Miami.
Yeah. Usually win this even on their down year. So coming in strong with a strong team, experienced team, they should take care of it.
They should take care of it. They're going to be very well. Not the hardest schedule again either.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
their hardest games are
out
not
of
conference.
Yeah, so moving on here to the Big 10.
This one I actually have Ohio State.
I actually do as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I do have them playing Michigan in a rematch
of the game
because I think Michigan's schedule is easy enough.
That do you think
or Penn State, because I actually see Penn State might go undefeated in the regular season.
No, I think they'll lose to Ohio State. Ohio State.
We'll see.
Or
it's one of those
kind of like this year where Penn State just lost to Ohio State and they slid in there.
So it's debatable because I think they're both one-loss teams.
Mm-hmm.
So it's debatable. One-loss conference teams.
Yeah.
So I think it's debatable about who gets the spot. It's going to come down to tiebreakers. So it's either Michigan or Penn State. And I just think Ohio State's going to have they have the best offensive player, they have the best defensive player, and they just have insane players at every other position.
Yeah, I mean,
obviously
stars rolling in. So.
Penn State has the
experience
of Drew Wilder, but I think Julian Stein is a strong enough, capable enough quarterback.
Yeah, and like you said, I don't think Ohio State. I also have Ohio State. I don't think their schedule's too hard. Obviously, at Michigan's their toughest. Well, in conference, at Michigan's their toughest game. Penn State's tough. But they have them at home, so I think they'll get in there, and I think they will beat Michigan this year and get over that hump. So I think if they make the championship, they'll win it. So that's how it usually works. Yeah. But these last couple years, they haven't been able to get in because Michigan has been beating them.
Yeah.
And then SEC. The show just came out too, guys. I really want to watch it on Netflix. Have you seen that?
No.
Like it's the show Quarterback or Receiver.
Oh yeah.
It's like that, but for the conference.
Okay, that's
I'm excited to watch it. My
definitely.
dad watched it and said it was really good, so I kind of want to watch it.
Have to tune in for that.
Yeah.
Well, you already know who I'm taking. The Texas Longhorns.
A&M? Oh, I'm
sorry. No, it's actually I'm going with Vanderbilt. Diego Pavia.
It's his year, man.
Yeah. The Texas Longhorns, I mean, I think we're returning an absolute defense. Trey Moore decided to come back.
Probably
Michael Taft decided to come
probably
back.
best D line in the
Probably the
country.
best D-line in the country.
And they're
Colin
young
Simmons
still.
is
Yeah.
going to be a star. There's a couple freshmen. I think Justice Terry is going to be absolutely phenomenal. We have Hill at linebacker. We have Liafu. We have Malik Muhammad on defense. We're going to be absolutely stacked. Our offensive line is what people think they're worried about. We have basically 3 returning. Because we have Campbell, who's a returning starter. Hudson is basically a returning starter. He's played, I think, like 30-something games. And Gooseby, when he came in last year for Kellen Banks, you couldn't even notice. He was phenomenal. And then wide receivers were absolutely. DeAndre Moore turned out to be a go-to guy at the end of the year. Ryan Wingo can be a off-the-top speed demon, absolute star. Running back, we get Baxter back, but Wisner's there. I think this is absolutely their year, and I think they have less question marks than some of the other teams.
Yeah.
It's tradition there that people open our door to get a first-hand experience.
Yeah. So here I went with the same team, Georgia, until they get dethroned. I'm gonna pick them. Obviously, I like Texas team better. I just think they're playing in the regular season. Obviously, again at Georgia this time. I think Georgia might get the better of them on that time. I think Georgia has. I mean, we saw them lose a couple regular season games last year because they had a tough road schedule. This year, they get all those teams at home, and I think they'll take care of business and be there in the championship. And I like Kirby Smart making adjustments and getting that team another SEC championship. And I still have to stick with them till they prove me wrong. But I do. Texas would be my number 2, obviously.
Yeah.
All right. And then here we went through just our playoff prediction, who we think the 12 teams are going to be. Do you want to go from 12-1, or you just want to say all 12 at a time, or what are you thinking, man?
I think I should say all 12 at a time.
Okay, so go ahead, man.
All right, I'm going to kick us off. I have Tulane as my group of 5 team.
Great.
I've got Kansas State as 11. I do think that Big 12 will kind of tear itself apart, and the conference champion will end up a little far behind. Then I'm going to kick out South Carolina, I think, and make it in the playoffs as the, I want to say, 4th SEC team. I think Michigan can make it in there again as the Michigan and Oregon have them next to each other as a 3rd and 4th team that can make it for the Big Ten. And then I have Notre Dame, and it's 7, who I think they're going to have an easy schedule. They play A&M, they play USC. So I think they're going to find themselves into the playoffs again. Whether it's Carr, whether it's Minchie, I think they find themselves in. I have Georgia, again, at 6. I think they're, again, a phenomenal team. As you just mentioned, why you even have them as their SEC favorite. I have LSU as my 5 because I think they have a very easy schedule and favorable schedule, and I think they're going to find themselves actually as the opponent of the Texas Longhorns in the SEC championship. I have Penn State at number 4 because I think after looking at the schedule, I think they are the team I'm going to have losing in the Big Ten championship. I have Clemson at number 3 as my ACC champions, and I think they might even go undefeated if they have because they have the schedule.
If they beat LSU, they should go undefeated.
I have Ohio State as my 2 because I have them losing in week 1 to the Texas Longhorns. Then moving on, I have a Notre Dame-Texas matchup because I have them winning, Notre Dame winning. I have LSU winning and facing Penn State. South Carolina winning and facing Ohio State. And I have Georgia winning and facing Clemson. I have Clemson beating Georgia. I have Ohio State beating South Carolina. Penn State beating LSU. Texas beating Notre Dame. Setting up Penn State, Texas, Clemson, Ohio State. I'm going to take Texas over Penn State. Clemson to surprise Ohio State, setting up a Texas-Clemson national championship, and Texas takes it all.
All right, man. Yeah, I like that. I think we have some of the similar teams in here, maybe 1 or 2 different, and the seating different. So
they really love us, guys.
Yeah, they're just shocked. Number 12, I have a different Power 5 team. I have UNLV. I think they had some good transfers coming in. I think obviously they were the biggest threat to Boise State last year, and I think they'll get it done this year. Maybe lose 1 game, and we'll slide in there at number 12. 11, I have Kansas State. Even though I don't think they'll win the conference, I think maybe they have 1 or 2 losses. And since a lot of SEC teams will have 3, I think they'll slot them in there, kind of like SMU type beat if they lose in the championship,
Yeah.
they won't count it against them. Number 10, South Carolina. Love that team. Not hardish schedule, but nothing crazy. Lenore Sellers could have Heisman aspirations. Great team. And then number 9, I do have the Big 12 champions, Utah, for the reasons I mentioned. I think they'll maybe pick up a loss, and since it's maybe not the strongest conference, they'll slide in at number 9 and not the hardest schedule. Number 8, I have Oregon. I need to see what Dante Moore is, but I mean, great talented team. Evan Stewart, great player, great coach. Their schedule isn't that hard, to be honest. I mean, they have to go into Penn State, tough game, but number 7, Notre Dame, same thing. I think they'll end up with one loss. Their schedule isn't too tough, and returning Bryce Love, obviously new quarterback, but Morgan Freeman's a great coach, so I think they'll be all right and slide in there at number 7. Number 6, I have LSU. Reason you mentioned, great team. I think Brian Kelly finally gets them over that hump. Could be that third team in the title picture. And love Gary Nussmeier. They always have an elite receiver there. Number 5, Penn State. I do think they're a great team. I just don't have a lot of aspirations for them, but their schedule's so easy. I think they'll maybe pick up 1 or 2 losses, but even with that, they'll slide right in there in the playoffs. Number 4, I have Texas. I think they'll probably lose either to Ohio State or Georgia, just one of those in the regular season, and then lose in the championship, but I don't think they'll count that heavy against them. So I slid them in there. Number 4, obviously, probably, to me, the best D-line in the country. Best looks like going to be the best quarterback, but we'll see. Maybe Cade's a little above him, but talented. Brings a different aspect that Quinn didn't bring, his running ability, and that's going to make Texas even more dangerous. Number 3, I have Clemson winning the conference. I think they might go undefeated or one loss, and I think they'll slide in at number 3. Number 2, Georgia, SEC winners. Even with one loss, they should be number 2. Tough schedule, tough conference, winners of a tough conference. Number 2. And 1, I have Ohio State. Even if they do lose to Texas, I think they'll win out in the Big Ten. And, I mean, they're the reigning champs, so I'd have put them number 1.
Fair. Very
and
fair.
Jeremiah Smith is, to me, the best player in the country. And then I'll go here quick. I have, so my quarterfinal matchups would be Ohio State versus Oregon. I think Oregon takes care of business against Utah. And then I have Ohio State beating them. And then I have Georgia versus Notre Dame. Most of these are those first 2 rematches of regular season and these last playoffs. I have Georgia getting the best of Notre Dame this year. And then I have Clemson, LSU. I got Clemson moving on. And then I have Texas, Penn State. I have Texas moving on. Semifinals, I have Ohio State versus Texas. I have Texas getting the leg up this year, I think, especially because they played regular in the season. Even if they do lose that game, I think Texas is going to make adjustments and improve. And I think they're a little stronger this year. And then Georgia versus Clemson. I have Clemson, I guess, pulling off the upset. I really like Clemson. I think Cade would be the difference over if they play Stockton or if someone else is in there by then. And then lastly, my final, Clemson versus Texas. I do have Clemson winning. I think that team is elite. We've seen what Dabo can do with experienced quarterbacks. We've seen what he can do with great D-lines like he has with TJ Parker and those boys this year. So I'm not counting out Dabo. I think they'll have a more relaxed regular season than Texas, and I think they'll win that game, honestly. I mean, we saw in Austin, even though Texas was a way superior team, Clemson gave them a scare. Yeah. So I think they're especially even better this year. Yeah. And I think Cade's going to get them over the hump. I mean, with Dabo, with special quarterbacks, always that gets it done. So I think this is the year for them. And then here, you want to do your quick Heisman prediction?
My quick Heisman prediction is Cade Klubnik.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I had him up there, but I figured he might do it. I think mine is Garrett Nussmeier. I think he'll put up crazy numbers. LSU would be a great team, and I think he'll get it done 2 years after Jay Daniels.
Those are my top 2 as well. It was a quick debate, but not a quick debate. It was a long debate. Sorry, it was very close. And at the end, I decided Klubnik. I think just because I think his team's going to make it a little further, and they're going to come off of I think a better regular season run, and I do have Clemson winning week 1, so I think that's
even bonus. All right, moving on to NFL here. I'll go quick here. For the NFC, the divisional winners, I have the Bucks winning the South, the Lions winning the North. Even though I don't think they'll get as many wins as they have these last couple years. Eagles in the East, Rams in the West. My seeding goes Eagles first seed. I think they'll be the same team. They'll run all over everyone and show why they just won the Super Bowl. Rams number 2. I love that team. Put up the biggest fights against the Eagles, and I think they improved. They gained more experience. Lions number 3, and then Bucks number 4. My wild card teams are Packers, Cowboys, and Commanders in that order. It was hard not to include the Vikings. Really considered them, but I think we saw what the Commanders just did, and obviously this if Terry McLaurin does leave, it would change a little bit because I mean that was his guy, his number one weapon, but I think with him and Debo, I think they'll even upgrade more. I think they have a little bit harder schedule, so maybe, but they'll get in the playoffs. And then I got my divisional games. I got Eagles Cowboys. I got the Cowboys beating the Lions. Actually, we saw um, what happened to the Lions against the Commanders. I think our offense will be hopefully high powered and can keep up with theirs. And I think our defense might be slightly better if we keep Micah. Then I got Rams versus Packers in the divisional. And yeah, I got the Cowboys beating the Eagles just because I can't pick the Eagles. I hate them. Rams versus Packers. I think the Rams are just a better team than the Packers. And then I got Rams versus Cowboys in the championship. We finally get over that hump. We finally make it back to the championship game to lose to the Rams. And because I just think I like their quarterback experience better and his ability to lead his team down in 2-minute drill and just tie the game or win the game. And I like our receivers better, but Devontae Adams, dog. Puka, dog. So I think he'll find those guys down the stretch, and their young defense is going to show up and show off their legs. And then, so I got the Rams representing the NFC. And the AFC, I feel like these divisional winners are pretty self-explanatory. Texans, Ravens, Bills, Chiefs. Even though I think the Chiefs will have more of a battle for that division this year, I do still think they get away with it. And then I got divisional. I got Bills versus Broncos. I think the Broncos beat the Texans. I like the Broncos a lot. We saw them take a big step forward. I think they take a little bit more of a step and get to the divisional this year. I like what Bo Nix showed in his rookie year. I think he's learned from last year and it's going to be even better. And I like their defense a lot as well with all the pickups they had, a lot of them from the 49ers. And then I got Chiefs versus Ravens as the other divisional game. I think they both take care of business at home in the first round. And then I got my championship game is going to be Bills versus Chiefs again in Buffalo. And this time, I think Josh Allen finally gets over the hump. I think he finally beats Mahomes in the playoffs and makes it to the Super Bowl. And I got the Bills winning it all. I think it's just destined in the stars this year for the Bills. And I know that's what the people have been saying the last 2 to 3 years, but I think this is the year, man. It has to be.
I like that prediction. Let's get into mine. For my NFC seeding, I have the Eagles winning their division and the conference. I have the Rams winning their division and getting second in the conference. Lions 3 as well, and Bucks 4. Here's the things. With my wild card, I have the Commanders as the 5 seed. I think they're going to be absolutely solid. I have the Cowboys as the 6 seed. And I have the Vikings in as the 7 seed. I have a lot of faith in them. I think they're going to be a very strong team. Mm-hmm. Even with a young quarterback, we've seen young quarterbacks been able to make the playoffs before. So, especially for the AFC again, I have the Bills as the 1 seed. They have an absolute cakewalk. Not a cakewalk, but like their division is one where they should be able to win every game. And the next 2 divisions, I think they're going to fight each other a lot more. That's the Chiefs. They have to face a stronger Raiders team, a strong Chargers team, a stronger Broncos team. Same goes for my surprise pick to win the AFC North. I went with the Bengals. I really like that offense. I think they're absolutely phenomenal. They can hang 50 on any team if they want to.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I forgot to say my wildcard teams. I just skipped of the AFC. But I do have Broncos, like I mentioned, beating the Texans. And then Bengals is 6, Chargers is 7.
Okay. Right. There we go.
But they're losing in the wild card. Okay. Except the Broncos, but I already mentioned
and then they're my 3 seed, and then I have the Texans as the 4 seed. I think they're in a pretty easy division. I don't think Jacksonville's there yet, nor Indianapolis, and
It's definitely not Tennessee.
definitely not Tennessee. Then for my wild card, I have the Ravens as the 5. They're still going to be a very solid team, very strong team. I have the Steelers as the 6 in their perpetual state of 10-7 or 9-8.
No,
They're going to make.
I want to add it just because of that, but I like the other teams, like
Yeah.
teams
And
better.
the hardest choice I had to make. I have the Broncos at 7. It absolutely hurt my heart to not put the Chargers in here. I think they are going to be a phenomenal team, and I picked them as my Super Bowl sleeper a week ago. But things have changed in this last week. They lost their All-Pro left tackle Rashawn Slater for the year, and that changes everything. That changes a lot of the protections that are going to come towards Herbert. A lot of the running game that they were planning to do with guys like Hampton Harris, who we also don't know if he's going to be able to play. So that's changed in the last week, and unfortunately because of that, I had to slot them in, the Chargers in my 8. That hurts. I really thought this could have been their year to usurp the Chiefs from their spot at top of the AFC West, but with these injuries, I'm a lot more concerned, and I don't have as high hopes as I had a week ago for them. Moving forward in the AFC, I have the Ravens upsetting, or I guess it would be technically upsetting them, but no one would expect them to be they would probably still be the favorite. I have the Ravens winning. I have the Steelers being eliminated by the Bengals, and I have the Broncos losing to the Chiefs in a surprisingly close game, showing us like, oh, the Broncos might actually be able to do it maybe next year. I have the Ravens again coming short against the Bills, and I have the Bengals. Joe Burrow gets it done against Mahomes as a favor to Josh Allen, facing them in the AFC Championship. And I think the reason the Bills can get over the hump and find their spot in the Super Bowl is because they're not playing Mahomes' Chiefs, they're playing Burrow's Bengals. So I have the Bills representing the AFC in the Super Bowl. Then for the NFC playoffs, I have, again, the Commanders upsetting the 4 seed again. I don't think the Buccaneers are as strong as they were a year ago. The only reason I have them, because I don't have as much faith in Atlanta as a lot of people do.
Atlanta's the only team that can put up a fight, but I think they'll be an 8-9 team again.
Yeah, exactly. So I have the Commanders again over the Bucks. I have the Cowboys coming close enough against the Lions, who I don't think are that strong a team anymore, or especially because of the coaching staff, not necessarily their roster. But I do have the Lions just edging them out by a little. And I do have, it's a young quarterback and you're playing the Rams. I don't think you're going to get that. So I do have the Rams going forward. That sets up I believe it is Rams, Lions, Commanders, Eagles. I do have the Eagles again beating the Commanders and the Rams beating the Lions, setting up a Rams-Eagles NFC Championship. The Rams go to Philly, and this time without heavy snow, they get it done.
Dude,
and they go in the Super Bowl. We had the same Super Bowl, same national championship. And this was probably the hardest game I had to pick. I could see this going either way. Yeah. I love the experience one team has, but I love
the motivation
of the other side, which is why I went for the Bills. But it is 50.1% Bills, 49.9% Rams. This is going to be a super close game. And I could see it going either way. If one team loses one player, that could skew the whole thing where to go. There's rumors Micah might go to the Rams. If he does go, we all saw the Aaron Donald comment. So if that happens, move the Rams to my 1 seed in the NFC, and I'm switching the Rams to champs. But as of right now, the way the league's looking right now, I have the Bills as my Super Bowl champs.
Damn, bro.
In the year of destiny.
I think it is the year of destiny.
I think the clear lecture here is we picked the same national championship, same Super Bowl. We clearly know something, guys.
Yeah, guys. So go bet it exact matchup. Hey, remember the playoffs are already formed, but I picked the right national championship, so take notes. And, thanks for watching, you guys. A little bit of shorter video, but, hey, we're kicking into high gear. The season's coming in, upgrading, obviously. People still walking in, but it happens, man.
It happens.
But, yeah, thanks for watching, and see you next week.